Are you getting a sore neck just like me? Sitting here with this forward shoulders posture, head forward, trying to look at the screen? Well, let's have a look at a couple of things we can do while we're sitting at the desk to make sure that we're giving us the best opportunity to have a pain-free experience while we're sitting at the desk for so long. First of all, make sure your chair is in close enough to the desk so that you can rest your arms on the bench and tight without leaning forward and without holding your arms up in the air. We want to be able to rest the forearms on the bench while we're here. Now for wrist care, if you have something that you can put under here, a handy thing is just to get a little hand towel and roll it up so you have about an inch of height so that your hands are down when you're typing instead of holding them up, which will give you a bit of wrist pain after a while. Another handy thing to use while you're at the desk is a vertical mouse, or what I like to say is a half vertical mouse. This one that I have is made by Microsoft. It costs you something like $60, $65 to get it from Officeworks or JB Hi-Fi. This one is awesome. It sits in your palm, so when you're using your wrist, you're just moving it on the desk instead of being fully twisted over like your regular mouse or your trackpad. This has been a lifesaver. Before I got this, I had wrist pain in my right wrist all of the time. And as you know, I like to do cleans and so on, lots of weightlifting, and my wrist I couldn't catch in the clean position because of the mouse I was using. After using this one for about a month, it alleviated the stress of my wrist. So the main key points are: be close enough to your desk that your feet are flat on your floor. Have your arms resting on the desk so you can keep the shoulders set back so you're not reaching forward. Have the wrists supported so that your hands can be relaxed and you're using your fingers instead of holding the hands up like this fashion in order to type. Number 3, use a nicer mouse. Try not to use the trackpad all the time. Again, you'll get a stressed wrist. Try to use a mouse, and if you can, get one that's maybe the vertical one, which is straight up and down, but I like mine, which is midway, because it keeps my wrist in line with my forearm bones instead of being all the way up or all the way over. So give those a try, and now we're going to have a look at a couple of exercises that we can do to make sure that we're strengthening the upper body to stop us from falling into this upper body forward lean posture. First up, we have the foam roller. Make sure to set your spine nice and flat on the roller so you tuck your pelvis under as I just showed. Having the arms outstretched with your hands up eye level, you can give your neck a nice stretch out just by dropping it side by side here. Make sure that as your head faces away, that arm, you're trying to keep it down, touching the floor. Ensure to lengthen the neck out before starting this one. We don't want to have the head turned up while doing this exercise. Second, stretch the arms out overhead as far as you can. The goal is to get them onto the floor, but without your ribcage popping up. So keep it squeezed down. Use your abs to create resistance and increase the stretch of the arms. 5 to 10 reps. If you don't have a foam roller, no worries. I've got 3 towels here. Yes, they are all different sizes, so line up the top end so that that's the part supporting your head. The hips can be on the slightly less hard-packed side. Roll it up nice and tight, lie your spine along it, and we use this in the same fashion that we just described for the foam roller. Lastly, we have a lovely chest opening bicep stretch. Set the shoulders nice and strong through the upper back. Your shoulder blades should be squared off. See how I sit forward, moving the hips forward without bending the elbows or letting the shoulders raise up. I'm now accentuating the stretch through the bicep and the chest. You should feel opening through the collarbones. In this position, you can do the neck stretch as I'm showing, which will stretch all of your scalenes in the front of your neck. Ensure the posture always stays upright and not dropping down as I've just shown. Otherwise, you'll end up just putting more pressure into your neck instead of stretching the front of the neck. Slide back out of it to recover. First strengthening exercise is for your deep neck flexors. These ones get weak when your scalenes get too strong. This can happen strong or tight. This can happen when you're sitting in that forward head, poke neck posture at the desk. So sitting upright, abs on, and we use the band to create a little bit of resistance to draw the jaw backwards into the band. If you find it too difficult to do sitting, here I'm demonstrating a lying version. Please ensure that your shoulders are squared off to the floor to create the resistance with the band, and that you're not hunching up into the shoulders while doing the exercise. Here you're imagining that you're drawing that back of your jaw into the floor to create a nice long neck. A closer look at this one, and an intermediate position to do is against the wall. Here you can see me attempting to lengthen the neck while drawing the jaw into the wall, whilst achieving that lovely double chin. A way to check that you're using the right muscles is to grab that nice big meaty muscle on the outside and make sure it's relaxed while you're doing the exercise. Moving on to the upper back posture, strength for sitting at the desk so you're not slumping forward. We want to activate the backs of the shoulders and then lift the hands in this T position. Notice how I'm setting the shoulders first by pressing the palms into the floor, then holding that position and raising the hands off the floor without letting the shoulders shift anywhere. Set the shoulders, then lift the hands. You'll notice also my trunk does not move in the time that I'm doing this. Second position is with the arms up in a Y position. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Ensure my core is on, set my shoulders, raise my hands. Again, you don't see me arching up. I'm not lifting my head off the mat. The neck is staying quite relaxed. It's about that upper thoracic, back of the shoulders strength. Lastly is the behind the neck row. Set the abs, raise the arms, then draw down to touch you on the base of the neck. Raise back up, and then rest the arms back on the floor. Again, you'll notice my trunk is not moving here. It's all about the upper back and the shoulders. The head and neck are relaxed on the floor. An incorrect rep would be where you draw it down and arch up off the floor. This will give you more stress in the lower back, and we don't want that. So there you have it, a nice little sequence of exercises to help improve your neck pain or your posture while you're sitting at the desk. Even if you set a few alarms in your calendar straight away today, do it now. One of them will be to check your posture. So this is going to take you no time at all. A little ding ding, how are you sitting reminder. Check your foot position, that you're sitting up nice and straight, the elbows are supported on your desk, and your wrist roll is supporting your wrists. Other than that, 45 seconds of each of those exercises, 1 to 2 times a day, should help you relieve the tension in the neck and shoulders, as well as start to strengthen the upper back to hold us in that nice position instead of falling forward. So let me know how you go with it, guys. Pop some comments in the bottom of this video so I know how you're going and how you're going with implementing it. And stay tuned to the Healthy Society's home studio for some extra tips about our new world